Srimad Bhagwad Gita, Chapter 4, Sloka 23. Ritubhabi, we will do this chanting. Gata Sangasya
Ratasangasya
Muktasya
Muktasya
Jnanavasthita
Jnanavastita
Chetasaha
Chetasaha
Yagyayacharata
Yagyayacharata
Karma
Karma
Samagram
Samagram
Praviliyate.
Pravidiyate
Shloka 24. Brahmarpanam
Brahmarpanam
Brahmahavir
Brahmavi
Brahmagnau
Brahmagno
Brahmanahutam
Brahmanahutam
Brahmeva
Brahmeva
Tena Gantavyam
Kena Gantavyam
Brahma Karma
Brahma Karma
Samadhina.
Samadhina.
Thank you. Now we will do the meaning part. Shloka 23. Gata Sangasya, free from material attachment. Muktasya, of liberated. Jnana Avistita, established in divine knowledge. Chetasaha, whose intellect. Yajnana, as a sacrifice to God. Acharataha, performing. Karma, action. Samagram, completely. Praviliyate, are freed. So here Sri Krishna ji has said, for the people who are not entangled in their activity and their intellect is established in true knowledge and who perform all actions as sacrifice to God, they are freed from all the karmic reaction and are liberated from the material bondages. So Sri Krishna ji is saying the same thing from the last shloka. From the previous 5 shlokas, Sri Krishna ji is trying to convince us that we have to be detached from the karmas, detached from the results and focus on our karma. So what happens? We are free from the material bondages. Whatever we are doing is the material thing. So everything is accountable. You are doing good or you are doing right or it is neutral. Everything has points. But if you consider that it is sacrifice to God, it is a duty of yours, and you are doing on the command of Sri Krishna ji, then you are free from all the bondages. Then there is no ledger for you, or there is no accountability for your karma. That means whatever you are doing, there is no accountability, because you are considering as it is a service sacrifice towards a God. So this shloka is a summary of the previous 5 shlokas, and God says that the person who is not attached to the results of his action, whose knowledge is true. So what is the true knowledge? It is the Paravidya. So what you get in the schools is the Vidya or the knowledge, right? What is the Vidya means knowledge, studies. So in schools, what we get Vidya. And what is this Bhagavad Gita? It is Paravidya, beyond that Vidya. So, and who perform all his actions as an offering to the God, that person shall be liberated from the material bondages and will attain Lord Sri Krishna ji. So, by studying Bhagavad Gita subject, one can get Paravidya, which you don't get in schools or the school books. So, that is the difference between Vidya and Paravidya. Okay, Akriti.
Yes. So Sri Krishna is telling that he's talking about Vidya and Paravidya. Vidya is what you get in school, but Paravidya is from shlokas, prayers. It's from God. So he's telling to focus on the karma and forget the material bondage. Don't be attached to material things. And always, 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 always remember and chant the shlokas.
Thank you. Usha Bhaji.
I have not heard fully, but I can say that Krishna will surely saying that don't attach to the results, just go and doing your karmas, and don't bound to the material bondage, so that we can will be free of everything, and we will go to Krishna's that chanting Vidya.
Thank you, Bhuaji. True, correct. Acha hai. Ritu Bhabhi.
So in this shloka, again, Sri Krishna ji is saying that those who are not attached to the results and only consider their actions as supreme, they do their actions as an offering to Sri Krishna. Just as we do yagyas or anything as an offering, even our daily action becomes a form of yagya. And such kind of people are not bonded by the actions of karma.
Thank you so much. Siddhant, Shri Krishna Siddhant.
Shri Krishna, ma'am. Well, can you briefly explain to me quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. In this Sloka 23, Sri Krishna ji is saying that what is the benefit of reading Bhagavad Gita. So when someone read and understand Bhagavad Gita, that person gets Paravidya. So Vidya is what you get in schools, and Bhagavad Gita is through Bhagavad Gita you get Paravidya, which is superior than the Vidya. And here it is a summary of our previous 5 shlokas, that we need to be detached from the results, keep on doing our karma as a sacrifice towards the Supreme Lord. Then we are not bondaged with the material things. We are free from all the bondages, and that results for moksha. So this is what it has been said in Shloka 23.
Okay, thank you. So here, Lord Shri Krishna is saying that the Bhagavad Gita teaches is Paravidya, and what they teach you in school is Vidya. And yes, they both are like types of teaching. And also, he's also in this shloka summarizing that what he has said in the last 5 shlokas, that we should not that we should be free from bondage, we should not have any material desires, we should not expect any results, and that we should always remember him and chant his shlokas. So yeah, Roshi Krishna is saying like Paravidya. He's explaining Paravidya and Vidya, the thing you learn in school, and the Bhagavad Gita, which is Paravidya. And also he's summarizing the last 5 shlokas.
Thank you so much. Now, Shloka 24. Brahma is Brahman. Arpanam, the offering. Brahma, Brahman. Havi, the offerings. Brahma is Brahman. Agnav, in the sacrificial fire. Brahmana, by that person. Hutam, offered. Brahma, Brahman. Eva, certainly. Tena, by that. Gantavyam, to be attained. Brahma, Brahman. Karma, offering. Samadhina, those completely absorbed in God consciousness. So, for those who are completely absorbed in God consciousness, therefore a Brahman. So, here Brahman is not what we know as the Brahmins. We know as Brahmins, that is a caste which has been created by the humans. है Here Sri Krishna ji is talking about Brahman, not Brahmins. There is a difference. So Sri Krishna ji has categorized all the humans in 4 occupations, if you all remember. The Brahman is the superior, who is in the God consciousness, whose offering is supreme. So that person, the person who is always in God consciousness, is Brahman according to the Supreme Lord, and whatever he is offering is also Brahman. It is supreme. Okay? And so the Sri Krishna ji is saying that that person attains that level. He has gained, he has earned that level of Brahman. He is not born as in Brahman. He might be a farmer's child, or he might be no a doctor's child, anything. It is not the caste. It is the position which you gain, which you earn from the Supreme Lord by surrendering to Him, always being in divine consciousness or God consciousness. So, whatever that Brahman is offering, suppose the Brahman is doing the yagna. So how the yagna is done? We take a long wooden spoon, we offer the ghee, so that is also supreme. The ghee what is being offered is also supreme. The spoon is also supreme. The act of performing the yagna is also supreme. And the fire which is being lighted of that yagna is also supreme. Why everything is supreme or Brahman? Because of that person who is a God consciousness, who is a very true devotee of Sri Krishna ji. So whatever that person does, a yogi or a true devotee or a divine devotee, then everything becomes Brahman, everything becomes supreme. So this is a deep meaning shloka. If we try to read it again and again, here Sri Krishna ji is talking about Brahman, and Brahmin is a caste which the humans have created. So Brahman, one can gain it. No one is born as a Brahman. They gain. How the person gain the Brahman state? By chanting the shlokas, by becoming a true devotee of Sri Krishna ji, by detangling all the material happiness and objects, detangle from the results, then that person gains that level of Brahman. Then that Brahman, whatever he does, is also a Brahman. It also becomes divine. This is what Sri Krishna ji is trying to tell us. So, this is what we learn. We also learn the benefits of being in God consciousness, why we should be a true devotee. Now, when a person becomes a true devotee, everything becomes supreme, everything becomes Brahman. They attain the superior level of occupation, they become superior in the eyes of the Supreme Lord. Able to understand? Akriti, Ushabaji?
So here Lord Krishna is saying that Brahman, while doing chanting, while doing not attaching to the results, while not attaching to the material life, is called the Brahman over here. It is not the Brahmin but the Brahman. What those who are doing the going on divine path is called Brahman over here. So they become everything while we are chanting, while we are remembering Supreme God like Krishna, and while we are offering everything to Krishna, the here everything will become Brahman. And while we are chanting, we become always like a divine, like itself we become Brahman.
Thank you. Akriti.
Did not understand.
Okay, ठीक है. You drink a sip of water and you sit straight. Ritu Bhabi. हाँ? नहीं
So
होता.
here, Sri Krishna says that Brahmins are a caste which is considered supreme, and whatever they do are in the purest form. So Krishna is trying to say that whatever be our occupation or caste, if we do our actions with a true mind without attaching ourselves to the results, we become equal to Brahmins in status. Whatever we do, that is equal to Brahmin doing such actions. So we reach that level. We raise ourselves to that level. That is what he's trying to say. That we don't have to be born as a Brahmin to become a Brahmin. Through our actions, we can attain God.
Yeah, thank you. Siddhant.
Yes, ma'am. So, uh, Lord Shri Krishna is explaining the Brahman, not Brahmin, but the Brahman. So he's saying that people who show true devotion to Lord Shri Krishna, who chant his shlokas, follow him, and follow what he says in like the Bhagwad Gita. So to not be attached to any material desires, to not expect anything in as a result, and yeah, all the stuff he said. So not also be free from bondage, and remember him, chant his shlokas. People who follow all his instructions and are true devotees get the caste of Brahman, and these Brahman, everything they do is like, what do you call it, like Brahman itself. So yes, even if they're offering So their offering, it will be divine. I think it said, yeah. So everything they do, all the actions they do towards Lord Shri Krishna, it's divine and Brahman. Yeah.
Thank you. See, Akriti, I'll tell you, we all are normal person, right? Okay? So, we are reading the subject of Bhagavad Gita. So here what is being teach throughout the Bhagavad Gita, that from the normal person you grow up, you get the levels. So what are the levels? From normal person, what we have to do? We have to control our desires. We have to don't think of the result. We have to control our anger, control our senses. So what happens when we do all these things? If a person follow all these things, the person becomes wise. After becoming wise, what is the next step? To become more wiser. And what happens then that person attains the Brahman level. What is the Brahman level? That person is totally free from bondages. That person's body is doing the karma, but the soul, heart and mind is always in God, is always remembering Shri Krishna ji, chanting the shlokas, is good for everyone. That person is good for everyone. That person doesn't have any enemies. He doesn't have enemies. Matlab, he will not consider anyone enemy. He will be friend with everyone. Able to understand, Akriti? Yes. So when a person follow all the footsteps what is being said in Bhagavad Gita, then that person become Brahman. Able to understand now? Come on, tell.
He's talking about Brahman, not Brahmin. So Brahmins are the person who uh, controls your desire, anger, and material things. That becomes a Brahman, and whoever follows all the things which are said in Bhagavad Gita becomes a Brahman, chants the shlokas, remembers Sri Krishna, and that becomes a Brahman. That person becomes a Brahman.
Correct. And when that Brahman does anything, that act also become Brahman. That means that also becomes supreme. If that Brahman do yagna, that also become very supreme, superior. Chanting any shlokas, that also become very superior, supreme. Are you able to understand? This is what it has been told. ठीक है? Thank you.